that live. Huh. Welcome to live chat. I think I screwed up, guys. I think I screwed up. I was supposed to have a guest with me, and I'm not sure they can join me once I go into the live. Hate to do this. I hate to do this, but I think I'm going to have to shut this down and pop back up. Anyone ever done that live where you would do two people at the same time go live together? Let me see if Skeeter. Skeeter and I were going to come up together and discuss ice fishing, and I do have a lot of stuff to talk to you all about, but I think I might have screwed up. Let me see. Can he come in after the fact, Stuart? I sent him the link. Hey, Bud Files, Danny, welcome, welcome. I sent Skeeter the link to join me. I don't think he can. I have a feeling you got to do it before I hit go live because it says waiting for the guest and then I hit go live. I'll give you a minute. If that doesn't work, guys, we're just going to start a new stream. But basically, we want to discuss ice fishing. I'm fishing out of Pennsylvania. So in some respects, we don't know a lot about ice fishing because we don't get a lot of ice. And in other respects, we know a lot about ice fishing because we always have barely good enough ice. We know our safety stuff. Yeah, it's no rush as long as you can join. You want to wrap it up, buddy, when we're doing that?
Yeah.
Don't mind us. We might be shooting some pool, but in the beginning, I have a lot of stuff to hit on, and I want to make sure that I cover all the basics so people watching after the fact will see everything. I also have our ice fishing gear that I can show you what we use as well in person so that if you got questions, I can kind of cover it a little bit better rather than just yapping. Knuckle busted numbskull, what's going on? Hey, Tammy and Ray, welcome, welcome. We're not cleaning fish, hooray. But Tammy, there is a deer head on the wall if that makes you squeamish.
Evil.
Wild Japan, welcome, welcome.
Wild Japan, what's up?
We're just gonna give Skeeter a few minutes to come in.
Yeah.
I started up a little bit early. There we go. Skeeter wants to join. Deny. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. It's doing something. Oh, there's Skeeter. You hear me all right?
Hello, how's everybody doing? Let me grab a hat. My hair is look like alfalfa.
Yeah.
I gotta grab a hat. Give me a minute. My hat, I gotta find one. I gotta get a popcorn one. Oh yeah, here's one. You might like this one.
Oh, hold on. So yeah, this is my not guest, we're like co-streaming this, but this is Skeeter. If you're new to my, or if you're normal to me, I don't know if you know Skeeter, but Skeeter fishes in Pennsylvania up north. That's Littlefish.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome up. Now, can you see chat, Skeeter? This is the first time I've.
Yeah, I can see chat.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to go over some basics on the safety part. And then if you've got questions, fire away. And I do have a couple pop-ups set up and a couple of things I want to show you.
Awesome.
So that if people are rewatching, we get all the important points up front, like the safety. So this was one cool, and I'll read off the significance. I don't know if you can read this or if it makes it backwards on the screen, but this is for ice safety thickness. I'll just hold it there so people can take a screenshot. But what it says, anything under 3 inches of ice is unsafe. Hey, let me get Braddazzle a wrench here because they've been in before. I want to wrench them up. Standard mod. There you go, Braddazzle. Thanks for coming in. 4 inches is the minimum thickness for an angler. And then these, for you and I, don't really matter, but 5 inches is a snowmobile, 6 inches ice boating. I don't even know what that is. 7 inches group activity. So if you wanted to play football out on the ice, you know, that's 7 inches.
Yeah.
You want to take the Skeeter mobile out there, that's 8 inches. So you get the idea. Several snowmobiles, 9 inches. So keep in mind, you got one person, but if you walk with somebody else, you're going to want to space out. You know what I mean? You're going to want to give 9 feet in between each person. Otherwise,
Right.
you got more weight, you know?
Now here's a question, Bob.
Yep.
How thick does the ice have to be to hold my weight?
Anything, if you're under 200 pounds, 4 inches, that's the minimum. It says 4 inches, 200 pounds is one person plus their gear.
So I'm right around 187. I should be okay, right?
Depends on what you're bringing with you. And if you're bringing something,
Huh.
I usually bring it out on a sled, right? This is like my
Right.
minimum setup. I just have a little sled like that. Now, I also have a huge shanty, which is a lot heavier. And you know, you're towing that behind you, so it's more dispersed. But like I said, 4 inches is the minimum. And keep in mind, hey, Mrs. Skeeter, welcome in. 10
Hey,
inches or so.
Danny, Knuckle.
Keep in mind, 4 inches, like in one place, 4 inches is safe, and then it could be 2 inches right next to it. And I'll tell you how to figure that out too.
And sticks.
I'm going to go over that. Right.
So it'd be a good idea to have like one of those like heavy duty rods, you know what I mean, like the pokers.
I brought the vocabulary list because I thought we might be able to figure out what these things are called when you hear people talk about them. But it's called an ice awl, handheld pick used to pull yourself. Oh, no, it's all something else. Not my bad. I know I saw them in here. Spud bar, a spud bar, which I
Yeah.
think like what you use in a garden. I don't know. Steel bar with a chisel on the end to check ice conditions. So you see them in Alaska tapping on it. That's not, it's basically something really heavy that you can put out ahead of you with the chisel on it. I guess you can chisel through the ice. I personally have never used that. Yeah, let me go in order because I kind of want to do this in a certain order. Hey, Tim, welcome. And then we'll chat.
Hello, Tim.
Uh,
Hello, Japan. Well, Japan.
white ice, right? So if you ever hear that referred to, black or clear ice freezes at a uniform rate and is stronger than white ice. White ice is this type right here, where it's like milky looking. And what it is, it's basically snow. It's a layer of snow and slush that has frozen, refrozen, thawed, refrozen. And it's not as thick. Because think about, you know, when you take ice, right? Like you take water and you expand it. What happens is it puffs out, right?
Right.
So it's super dense. But if you take like a slush material, add some water to it, and then it freezes like that, it's almost like styrofoam. So you can measure 4 inches and it's really not safe if it's that type of ice. So you're looking for nice dense ice. If you're exactly at 4 inches, you want that black or clear ice, nice solid ice.
Now, if I see a crack in the ice, doesn't that turn black too?
Well, the black ice is what you want, but if there's like a crack in the ice, you can see it would be super clear usually. Cracks in ice, we can kind of talk on that. I wouldn't worry about that too much. You're going to find out like that's more of like shifting and things like that. It's not going to
Right.
and you're going to fall through. You're going to hit a soft spot and it's going to be a big hole you're going to go through on.
Right.
It's going to happen. So let me go right into safety. Where's my book here?
Somewhere.
Hello,
Somewhere.
Buddy Biggs.
Buddy's going up the Maine, so if I say anything wrong, he's going to correct me. He's going ice fishing this weekend. He ice fishes up
Oh
in Maine
man.
where they get real ice. So yeah, he says I don't go ice fishing. I buy ice at the supermarket.
Buddy, does he go live?
Yes, if he gets a signal, he will be live up there ice fishing. So that's one to watch.
Hello, Wendy. Yeah, that'd be cool if he goes live. Let me subscribe to his channel real quick. I should be able to click on him, right?
Yep. That is Skeeter. That is,
Oh, I'm already subscribed to him.
that is Skeeter. He fishes Pennsylvania, just north of us, about 2-3 hours north of us.
Yeah,
So
well, we already got ice on our lake already.
the creek that we were fishing today was frozen up. We had to move to a different spot. Yo, Steve-O, hitting us with the 5 buckaroonies.
Thank you so much.
That's
Steve.
cool. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Buddy says, you're subscribed to me. You must have really bad taste. So,
Hey, no, man, I just love to support, everyone that supports me or anybody else. We're all 100% supportive community family here. We have a good family going.
buddy, Skeeter lives upstate from us, right? He took my older boy Lyle and I up for a tour of Centralia. So I got to meet Skeeter in person. So I know he's a great dude. So he's our kind of guy. Let me go over the safety stuff because this is like the most important. The Spud Bar ice chisel, like I said, I personally don't use it. It's probably a great idea. Ice crampons. I actually have studded boots that have studs on them. Sometimes if it's not cold, you can buy like Yak Tracks. It straps on whatever boot you're already wearing. And I do suggest
Right.
wear high boots that are waterproof because when
So,
you
right, you mean the cleats? I saw the cleats.
you need some type of cleat because it's going to be slippery, especially
Yeah.
around the water coming up and it gets real smooth. You can get some real slick ice like that, right? Keep in mind you want a boot that's
ATC, hello.
because when you
Right.
bring the water up, it's a whole flood of water. It could be a lot of water that comes up.
So if I see water, I should get off ice, right?
Not necessarily. It depends on the thickness of the ice. Sometimes you get overflow. Shoot, man, I walk
But if
days
I
and
start filling the ice doing this, no.
yeah. In the beginning, don't even go on it. If you have overflow, avoid it. What can happen is it can sink down. You can get ice, water, and then more ice. Like I've fallen through ice, and then there's another layer of ice. So you have to really, you'll learn. It's best to go out with somebody, like I said.
You be the one I be going out with, so we gotta figure something out because I ain't going on no darn ice without you. So
You definitely just will send him out with a rope on him. So you can wear, they sell flotation jackets.
yeah, I got one.
Awesome. That's the best thing. You can wear a life vest. It looks dorky, but you know what? It could save your life.
But if you go back and look at my videos, I have my fishing vest on. It's actually a life jacket too.
That's awesome. I'm reading here. The rule of thumb
Yeah,
on
I just going back to ATC. What's going on, brother?
4 inches is the standard.
Rod, how you doing, Rod?
I think 4 inches is kind of universal standard for one person up to 200 pounds.
Right.
Yeah, let me grab some equipment here. You can play that. I'll hit when it's my turn.
COC, what's going on, bro?
I want you to break them.
Okay, I can't.
Yeah, wait.
All right, let me get this little stand over here. So I showed you personally these the other night, but these are frame
Right,
bills.
I got those on order.
Yeah, because if you go down, you want to be able to climb your way back on the ice, and these things will just pick right into the ice. They're safe, so you don't get hurt. But when you go to use them, you see that? It's like a
Oh
big
yeah.
So, you can't really get hurt. They don't get stuck on anything. But when you need it, you just jam them down. and you pull yourself up.
Right.
They
Yeah,
work great. We've played with them.
I
I've never
got those on it. I got those on the list too.
um, some type of a rope's a good idea to have, maybe in the car, if not on you, depending on, the
Right.
conditions. Anyone like polar bear swim? I do like cold water swimming, Wild Japan. I do. I don't get distracted, but, yeah, I don't want to
I guess
certify this. When I talk
I
about,
guess you got bigger ones than me, Bob.
I want to get nerd this thing up and put people off from ice fishing. I just want to drill the safety stuff. Everything else is
Right.
you don't need a lot. You really don't. There's Paul. Cheers, Paul.
Hey, Paul. How you doing, brother?
I got it.
Stuart, it's all good, man. I thought Skeeter was. What do you mean?
Stuff squared away. As far as gear, let me take you over. You need a cat. No, you don't. Okay.
Oh no, I.
Until
Oh man, I don't need no cat. I got 3 dogs and I'm good.
no, need a cat. Let me
I'll get a baboon instead.
get this
At
down.
least you could just feed them bananas then, Could I just get a regular sled, Bob?
That's I just get that's the one setup I have, right? Just a plastic toboggan, right?
Right.
This is the heater I was telling you about. You don't need this, but this thing is awesome. Mr.
Yeah, I
Heater,
saw that at Walmart.
they're awesome, man. 6 hours on low, 3 hours on high, and they're quiet.
Yeah, I
use
need
them.
to get one of those.
Yeah. Collaboration of Curiosity. Welcome, welcome.
ATC, these spikes are great, but what was that? Chat's moving, boy.
It's flying.
Spikes are never used. Cool.
It's
Danny, we can also.
so if you're using these in a tent, make sure you have ventilation.
From one of those?
Yeah, I'll tell you, when you go ice fishing, one of the biggest things you can do for yourself is make sure you have a thick pad to stand on. Because you're standing on ice, let me tell you, you're going to feel that ice. It sounds silly, but take out something big, thick pad that you can stand on. It makes a huge difference.
You know those kids foam, like they connect them together and make a
Yeah.
floor?
We actually used that in one of our early ice fishing videos. It works pretty good. They're pain in the butt.
I was going to say, will them work? Because I see them a lot.
Yeah, I think they sell bigger ones. Like the one I had was like a 1 foot by 1 foot, like the whole dang alphabet. Remember the ice
Right.
the things we used to use?
Horrible.
Horrible. So you're going to need an auger, right? You could get a hand auger. I think they even sell them now for drills, right? But I use a hand
Right.
auger. I don't quote me on this, but I believe you have to be under 10-inch diameter. So you can't do open holes in Pennsylvania. This is Pennsylvania specific. I don't know about other states, but you can't make a hole bigger than 10 inches.
And that's a 10-inch?
This, I think, is 8 or 9. But-
Dang, I hate to see a 10.
So these are, your whole basically is what you're doing here. And it's really important to have the top, like you want it perfectly up and down, or else it'll be skipping all over the place. But dress in layers, because let me tell you, you're allowed 5 holes. In Pennsylvania, you're allowed 5. You can you get as many holes as you want. You're allowed 5 fishing instruments, right? So whether you use
Right.
tops or you use rods, you're allowed 5 of them. You can drill 10 holes because you can drill holes in all different spots and then move around and see where the fish are actually in. Once you
Right.
start, you're going to be sweating big time. Your arms are going to feel like it's falling off.
Right.
What buddy say? I love trolls and my friends' channels. It gives me a chance to hide them in my channel preemptively. Yeah, I do the same thing.
That's too funny. Well, Rob, really, you can't have bigger than an 8 inch.
So here's,
That's what she said, buddy.
buddy. Uh, so here's the little rod, right? We were talking about like the little fishing rods. They sell.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
I got my little one, bro.
You got one like that?
Yep.
Yeah,
I have one though. I might need a couple more.
that's all the fish are going after, like perch, bluegill. Those fish, I feel like you have to like physically be jigging. If you do the tip ups, they're good for bass when you're using live minnow. They're good for pickerel, but other than that, you really got to be jigging mostly to catch the perch and the sunfish. Tim has
Man,
confirmed.
I just wish that I could keep those fish at that pond, man.
Yeah.
Ever
So-
some nice cats in there.
I think we were talking about depth and sonar and all that stuff. This is the way we do it. They sell these little leads and you can rig up anything, right? You put that
Right.
over your hook. You lower it down. You wait till it hits the bottom, right? So you mark it. You basically come up, you pull it up about a foot off the bottom, right? And you stick your bobber on the line at that point. That way, when you lower it back
Oh,
12 inches off the bottom, and then you take that heavy weight off. So that's typically what we do to guesstimate that. That's the best for ice fishing. Majority of your fish are going to be 6 inches to a foot off the bottom.
dude, that is a genius, man.
Say what you think, but that's kind of my upbringing.
That's a genius. That's like a genius. That's cool.
That's the jigging rod.
I never thought of something like that. That's a genius.
And they're not going to hit hard. So this is more for show. You see the bobbers I usually use. There's real little ones, little trout ones, because the sunfish aren't going to take it under. You might just see it wobble. You better set it. That's all you're going to get. Now, pickerel, if you're using a
like as soon as you pull it bounce, you want to tap it.
And remember, these little guys they're pretty, like they're not going to go much at all. In fact, they sell some more expensive ones that have a little tiny thing off the top. It's that way, and it'll go
What's
like
up,
this,
Patrick?
and you'll see it go a lot, a lot easier, like taps.
Right.
Hey, is Patrick from your channel? If somebody's in here that's
Yeah,
from your
yeah, he is from mine. He's cool. Let me get him a wrench.
cool. I didn't know if you could wrench mine. I don't even, I'll wrench it from this side too.
Oh no, I can't. No, he came into yours.
I got to do it my way. So
Yeah.
I to go in through Skeeter too. I don't know how that stuff breaks down.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know how. I tried to go in there, but it wouldn't let me. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. He dipped in your channel, Carl, that's why.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a wrench in mine.
I just wrenched him up here. Yeah, I thought I've seen
Yeah, he's a
Patrick,
good person.
but we have a lot of made up names. You know how it is, Skeeter. So I didn't know if that was like SpongeBob and Patrick. I didn't know if that was a real Patrick or not,
What was his name again? Patrick? Anything at the end?
No, just Patrick.
Oh.
There's Squirrels, Magnet, Fishing Adventure, another PA. My two PA bros. So this is a scoop.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Once you drill the hole, you got to keep it clear. It's going to try to refreeze. And when you drill,
Right.
so you got to scoop all that, right? Some people put like insulation above the hole to keep it kind of from refreezing. I've even seen people put bubblers there to keep it open. So there's a couple of different techniques. I never need, just the scoop's fine for what we're
And
doing.
one thing about that, I think
Hey, Bob, that looks like a pooper scooper. Hello, Squirrel. What's going on, brother?
I'll say this, if you watch some of my earliest videos, you'll see me almost break my hand setting a tent up. Wind can come whipping across those lakes with ice real quick. So when you're setting that tent up, you want to have anchors into the ice, It's just
Was that the screw down ones?
yeah, maybe take a
So-
drill. You make your life a lot easier. Because I'll tell you, one gust of wind, you're hurting.
So you're saying once I get my pop up, them screw hold down, they should give them to me, right? Or do I need to order them?
Probably come with it. Yeah, I would. Um, see
What's up,
my
Curtis?
the one that I showed you, that little one that I was using for carp fishing, that just comes with straight up stakes. You want something that screws in because you can screw in the
Right.
ice. Um, the real good ones are actually a lot. The teeth or the beads are like a lot bigger, so they kind of stay better. But these will work just fine.
Right. What's up, Dams? What's up, Pickles?
Yeah, Dan's Pickles, Curtis, welcome in, guys. We are talking all about
Curtis.
ice tonight, the basics. And we hit it hard at the beginning with the safety stuff. So if it's important to you, make sure you go back and rewatch so you don't miss anything safety oriented. There is some fishing lines that are specifically made for ice fishing. It's worth mentioning because the line starts freezing up. It gets like that memory and
Yeah.
you can hit the sides of the ice. I would definitely buy some ice specific line.
Like, what
But
kind of line were you thinking, Bob?
I think Seagar, I think makes the stuff that we use. It's called Ice Line. But I'm going to tell
I
you,
could order that, right?
it's just trout rod out all the time. So it's not that important.
I catch fish on it.
Yeah, it's not huge. That's a nerd item, you know? You can buy, like this is what we use on the tip ups for the back, but then I do a nail knot out to the leader. It's basically thread sprayed, but it has
Okay.
like memory and it's really good on the ice. And, you know, I think it's made, yeah, it's actually tip up braided ice line, low memory, low stretch. So
Oh,
good
nice.
with a tip up. Well, I'm going to show you something, and then we're going to talk about setting the hook on a tip up.
What's up, Rick?
Retired Rick, what's going on? There's some blank and tents to hold heat. In those tents, Steve, it's warm. Once you get a tent set up, you're going to find out you're really warm because you get used to fishing now. Right now, we're fishing in the worst weather. Once you're able to go, it's comfy again. It doesn't take much heat in there, so you're sweating. Seriously, it's real cozy. Rick, Buddy Big said you can use an ice fishing monofilament, but most people would use something more like Dacron braided line for their ice tip ups. I think this is what he's talking about, that this would be like Dacron, I think.
It says have a question regarding this format live. Can you go full screen? The person invited up and rechat in background. Is that possible?
I don't see a way for me to like take my camera. Do you have a spot where you can move your camera?
Nope.
I know why he's asking. Like, so you know how people go to StreamYard and somebody will read chat for them? This would basically replace that without having to use StreamYard in their 3 hours that they
Right.
give you. That's where he's going with
And
that.
we
That would,
both can and we both can rechat.
yeah, we can both. Yeah, he's talking for himself. He's doing a little research. Rude Mountains in the house. Yeah.
See like on top of my screen, it shows 13 people watching with 18 thumbs up. Is that on my side or is that on your side too?
Both. I'm not sure. I
I
think
gotta
that.
buff the camera. It's my prize winning shot.
Hold
Yeah, look at it.
on. Let me get this on camera. All right. Don't screw it up.
You ready?
Don't screw it up. Oh. Oh, you
Nice.
got it. There we go. We gotta go in the other room here. Step into my office here. All right, look, check this out. This is for you. I had to set my ice fishing set up here. This guy here. So this
Bob,
is
you're already fishing in your basement. That's what I need to do is hook up a bucket like Knuckle does and fish.
All right.
Should put
Yeah,
a bluegill in there, Bob.
I use this to test out lures when we're playing around. If we want to see if something floats or something like that. But this is a tip up,
That's
right?
smart.
So
That's
let me
smart.
take you in a little bit closer here. Can I turn the camera? I'm not sure. Dang. Oh, maybe I can.
Damn says I'll be out on the ice fishing real soon here. I can't wait. I'm so ready. Cool beans. Tim, that's my kind of ice fishing. Heck yeah, man.
So that's a what's called, I believe that's a Swedish pimple. That's what I call them. It's just a little spoon with a thing of red, and that little red shakes around, right? But that's the reel. The reel goes underwater, under the ice, in the water. All right. This
Don't that freeze up though after a while?
not if it's underwater, it shouldn't. Just the top is going to freeze up, so that should be okay. What's going to happen is this X. It's going to be like sitting on top of the ice. All right. You're going to drill the hole. You're going to submerge it like this. You see this flag? This thing is loaded, ready to blow out an eyeball. So what's going to happen? Let me put the camera back up a second because I need two hands here without getting my butt in the way so you can actually see it. Let's see.
What's up, Rude?
Let's drop you guys down like this.
Mike, fishing going on.
Okay, I try to keep the angle the same so I'm not in the way. So, I don't know if you can see this little lever right there. The
Yeah, I
reel,
can see it.
the reel has this thing sticking out, and when a fish hits this, it's going to move this, and this flag should go up. Can you see that flag?
Yeah.
It's going to go like that, right? So then the flag goes up, you're going to run over to it, and you're going to lift it up real slowly. You're going to look at this reel. If it's going like this, which it should be, it's going to be pull and drag basically. You want to bring it up, grab the line, right? Make sure you don't hit the side of the ice, and bam, hooks that straight up. And then you're not going to reel it in. You're going to hand over hand, bring that line up, bring the fish up by hand. That's how you work these guys. So
That's a little different than a fishing pole.
you're basically hand lining. And I don't know if you've ever
That's the old fashioned fishing.
hand line a fish, but it's a lot easier to move a big fish than you think. Like I caught the 15-pound carp. I had the hand line because my reel jammed up. I had no idea it was going to be a 15-pounder. It was a piece of cake. It came right in.
Right.
But so to reset it, you see how it's spinning around. You got to make sure you set this the right way. Because if I were to go like this and twist it the opposite way, it'll never set it off, right? And I've done that like an idiot. And I go to check my tip up, and the bait's gone and the flag's still down. So you want to make sure you turn it this way, right? Hold it there. Grab your flag. They're all pretty much
And
made
hook it.
and hook it. And I mean, look how easy it is. Like it's a hair trigger. You want it just like that. And you will get some false taps and stuff like that.
From the wind, right? Sometimes from the wind.
Bite or whatever, but yeah, that's the idea. I don't know if that's helpful or not, but I figured I'd just rig that up since I got the stupid tank.
That's pretty slick. That's like the old fashioned fishing though, ain't it?
So yeah, like I said, you're allowed 5. So what I normally do, if I'm with Kevin, now we're talking 10 holes, right? So it's a lot of holes out there. And I got a bunch of tip ups. I got probably 20 tip ups, and I can give you some of there. They're going to make sure they're all in working order and all that. And then I have maybe 3 or 4 of the little rods. So usually I would say I probably average using 2 rods and then 3 tip ups. That on average, that's probably about what we do. Jimmy's in here. Welcome in, Jimmy. I got Skeeter on panel with me or on sharing the stream tonight. So that is Skeeter.
What's up, everyone? I'm from Pennsylvania too, brother.
I think that's all the basics. If I'm forgetting something, let me know. I think I covered what I needed to cover, and I can certainly answer questions and chat and everything. But I wanted to make sure, like I said, I got the basics down. Like clothing and stuff. You've all been out in the cold. You guys know basically the clothing, but waterproof because you are going to be getting wetter than you would think, you know?
But you always
But
got to remember too, if you're gonna go out, make sure you dress warm and protect yourself. Because let me tell you, when you do get sick, what's going around, it took the skeeters out for 2 weeks, and we're just coming back. So dress warm, play smart, and if you're wet, try to stay dry.
yeah, that's Yingling. Skeeter know what Yingling is. That's a local brewery up in Pottsville.
Yeah, I used to drink. I miss my drinking, brother.
Just YouTube. Don't shut me down, YouTube. It's just tea. Relax. It's the mug. Let me get a
even
comments.
even when you flay fish too, it's interesting to watch you how you flay it. Like you said, everybody's different how they flay fish.
I love watching people fly, and I have probably 3 or 4 different ways that I will, depending on the recipe that I'm going to do. Dylan
So
from
why would you,
question. He asked, "What do you use for bait?" It depends on the fish. So around us, we have like some panfish, maggots, mealworm work really good. And then if you want to go like pike and bass, I mean, worms, minnows would be ideal. They're the basics. But you can also use artificials. A lot of like the Swedish pimples, like my go-to jig. And you can Google. You'll see a bunch of different jigs. What you want to keep in mind if you're looking online for jigs, trap magnets do work. I use them all the time. But you want more specifically for vertical jigging. You know what I mean? Like off of a bridge or something up and down. Because you want it to just sit there and you want it to just and have like a little soft tail or something. And
wait?
I've never seen like Raul Garcia. He's another Canadian channel. He has an underwater camera and he fishes for perch all the time. And you'll see him sit there and there'll be 30 perch staring at it for like an hour. And then eventually it will have it because it's all about, can you entice them to bite? So don't think there's nothing there. A lot of times there are just sitting there staring at your lure.
Right.
Said always bring a long rope. You never know when somebody falls in. Yep, I meant to say that in the beginning if I didn't. I've used it on Kevin when we send him out, I've tied rope onto him more than once.
Hey, brother. The Eagles just beat the Ravens, and that just put the Steelers at the top of our division.
That's a win. That's awesome.
Yep. Thank you to the Eagles, and Steelers beat the Bengals. So yeah, we're the top of our division. I like to see the Eagles and the Steelers in the Super Bowl once.
Let's sit down. I've been running around like an idiot all day.
Yeah, you've been moving around quicker than me, Bob.
I have an appointment Tuesday for my feet. They're a mess, man. They are a mess. Buddy Biggs does have a year old now, probably short on him catching a huge pike up in Maine. It was really cool.
Wow.
His channel, man. He's a nut. Check him out.
Yeah, I guess another item you should take with you too with a rope is a magnet. So when you do go down to the bottom, at least you have a magnet where somebody can pull you back out.
You want to pull back your auger. I've done that before. I've sunk an auger to the bottom.
That's what you need your magnet for, man.
I've done it. His friend, he wanted to go drill a hole. And I just like adjusted the thing and I wasn't done like tightening it. And I got distracted probably from Kevin. And he's going like this. And all of a sudden it's like, boom. And he's holding the hand. And I'm like, oh no. So we grabbed our phones, marked the GPS. We marked the location and we went back in July and we finally got it. It was all rusted up by then, but.
Well, at least you got it back.
Yeah, it's still workable. I just need a different handle for it. Buddy says dressing for ice fishing is a whole different conversation. It sucks when you tell a friend to dress and they don't listen and you have to leave in an hour. Yeah. If people aren't prepared to be outside in the winter, ice fishing's even worse because you're sitting on that ice and it's just that radiant ice, cold temps that go right through your shoes up in your body. So you need something to separate you from that ice.
Let me tell you something. I was watching tips on ice fishing, and this guy was walking out on the ice, and he had those things around his neck that you had, that you saw, you showed. Just walking across, you could just see the ice doing this, and then he kept walking with his equipment. And I'm thinking, what is wrong with this guy? He falls through.
Of course.
Now he's in the ice, picking his way out. His gear is behind him, okay? It's still sitting on the ice. He gets out. He gets finally out of the water, turns around, looks at his equipment, and then turns back around and takes another step and falls back through the ice.
I'm sure you've got some military training in that, but you're going to freak out. The average person goes through, you're going to freak out. So that's a good point. If you do go under, you need to take a deep breath and then react. And
you're going to get cold and a snap.
Your hands are going to become useless. So you have to be prepared. What if I fall in? What am I going to do? Where's the car? How fast can I get in that car? Because you're going to go downhill quick, and you're going to pee your pants. You won't even be able to touch your zipper. In other words, your hands will be useless. So that's an important conversation to have. Maybe the key is that you have a layer in a waterproof bag somewhere consisting of gloves with a heater, one of those electronic gloves or something.
What I'm thinking this guy had was a diver's suit is?
Like a wetsuit? Yeah, that would help.
I'm thinking this guy had one on. That's the only way I'm thinking.
That stuff's fake. You know how YouTube is.
Right.
Mission Discover.
Right.
Well, Skeeter with us tonight.
What's up, Mr. Discover, buddy? How you doing, Nolan?
Roll call cabin's in.
Roll call.
Rocco's cabin makes a good point. You got to get the wet clothing off. When I used to race up in Alaska, it was 40 below, but we water, especially with. I would actually just pull my pants up. I would pull my pants up, hop in just to keep everything dry. But as soon as you'd get out, I'd have a towel sitting on top of the rig, and take that, dry everything off, put the wool on right away, put the layers back on, and then I would start jogging for the next 20 minutes till I warm back up again. Because immediately you might feel okay, but it's going to hit you. And even when you start exercising, or when you start moving to warm up, you're still going to go downhill for another 20 minutes before you actually produce the heat to go back up again. So you got to be prepared. Don't think oh, I'm okay. No, you're not going to be okay.
And the best thing too is it always helps. Especially I think if you're out there in the cold, you always want to take an extra pair of dry socks.
Yeah, exactly. Dry socks, extra gloves was always my thing, and an extra hat. It's nice to have another layer somewhere. One dry layer.
Especially around your face. This is your mostly important of it all, is your nose and your mouth.
Yeah.
This is what you breathe. You can see whatever, but you got to protect your nose and your mouth out there in that cold.
Pickles makes a good point. Look what Pickles says.
I missed it. Yeah, you better be comfortable getting naked with your buddy. Now I'm going to tell you something now. This is no joke. This is military experience right here. When you're out there and one of your friends or somebody that gets frostbite and are freezing, Pickles came up with a an awesome
What?
question. You do get naked and you lay with your on top. It sounds sick, but it's not, because your body heat will heat the other person. The other person has to be on the bottom. So your body heat will protect the other person for them to warm up.
You ever hear of Three Dog Night? You know, the saying, it's a three dog night when it's real cold. That's a musher, like a musher's saying from Alaska. You know, when it gets real cold, they'll bring the dogs in with them. You know, like that same idea.
It's all part of survival.
All
What would you
on YouTube.
well, it's just it's
Oh,
really makes sense, because if you're out there with somebody, it's survival mode, man.
Brad's got a movie
You know,
recommendation. Brad says, watch Never Cry Wolf just once. You will be petrified of falling through the ice. Well, I don't think, yeah, I guess that's good to watch. We're not trying to make everyone petrified, but Alaska Assassin is saying good movie. He would know. So um, there you go.
what movie is that?
Let me go back up. I don't want to misquote it. It was Never Cry Wolf.
I think I heard about that one. That's a pretty good. I think that's a pretty good movie. I gotta watch it again. I think I've seen it once. It's just
There,
been a while.
there is a video safety link. Grab it for you before Pickles takes this off the rails.
Pickles, let me tell you, in the military, we had to do a lot of weird things in there when I was in there. Survival was one of the biggest things we had ever had to learn, because when you're out there alone, you better be prepared.
Survival. That's right, Pickles. This is how we used to drop links. This is how my forefathers used to drop links. Hold it up like this. But there's a YouTube video here, ice fishing safety. Let me see. Let me hold my fingers on either side of it so I can actually see that I got it. If anyone's
Agreed.
if anyone's feeling like finding this thing, because I cut this out of a magazine, but it's a safety video on ice fishing. I believe it's from like the PA, like the DCNR.
Right.
I should be able to find it. I'll send it to you in a link. This was Pennsylvania Angler and Boating, January, February 2022 is where I got that information from. My dad gave me that catalog. It had a bunch of magazines. It had a bunch of ice fishing stuff in it. So I could probably
Okay.
find the link and I'll forward it to you, Skeeter.
Hey Bob, do they have like ice fishing tournaments?
No BS. Welcome. I'm sure they do. Yeah, I'm sure they do. I mean, I don't know where. I know, like Wellsboro up in that area, the northern tier. A lot of ice fishing up there. Typically, last year sucks, but usually, like we go to Promised Land because we'll have 4 inches here. They'll have 18.
Right.
Like seriously, that much more. So I always go out there.
Wow.
So snowmobile trails. The snowmobile trail goes across the lake. So you know it's safe if the snowmobiles are running it.
Right. Yeah, I do. I really do think Lake Glory is really going to freeze over.
Yeah, I've never really fished that in winter, so I don't know. Some lakes are weird. Like up on where my dad lives, there's a spring, right? So another problem is springs are 55 degrees year round. So in the summer, it's ice cold, and people think, oh man, that's going to be a great spot to ice fish. It's just the opposite because it's still 55 degrees come winter. So now it's melting.
Right.
The other thing to watch out for is if there's ever sticks coming through the ice, what's going to happen is the sun hits that, right? And it warms that ice, and it's going to be weak ice all around it. Around us, everyone throws rocks out. The worst thing you can do is throw rocks on the ice because they're going to heat up like a heating rock in the sunlight, and they're going to keep the point down, and it's going to create a weak spot in that ice. So there are things to look out for while you're on the ice.
So you're saying from between 3 to 5 inches of ice would be the best thing to go on then.
Yeah, but it can be 2 feet, right? And your next step could be 2 inches. Like that's how you
Right.
have that has to be your mindset when you're out there. You can't, Random Jay, what's cracking, bro? Let
Hey,
me
what's
get you
up, Random Jay? I just saw that.
standard.
Fishing, cooking, what's going on? Fishing, cooking with Josie.
Where'd Random Jay go? I lost him. Oh, there, no, where'd he go? I hope I didn't move him. Where's Random Jay? I didn't delete him, did I?
No, he's right there.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, yeah. I can't do nothing. I'm on your channel. That's
I just scrolled past him. I just wrenched him up. There he is. All right. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah, we go way back. Random Jay's an awesome channel.
yeah. He's cool.
I tried to make you a model. I was afraid I locked you out, though. It's like it's the next option, you know? But yeah, if anyone's got a question, I'm trying to keep an eye on chat to see if anybody's got a question. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up around the hour mark, you know, but I think I covered all the basics. Might be a good idea to carry a whistle. Whistle's always good whether you're on a boat or not, because you fall through and you can't get up. Your arms go numb. You can't use the pick. You don't have the strength, whatever. You might be able to, you might not be able to yell. Like when you get hypothermia, you usually have issues yelling. So that's why you carry a whistle on a boat, so if you get in that predicament, you can blow that whistle.
And you always got to make sure you take an extra pair of underwear.
Creed says, did you ever catch carp through the ice? Not through an actual hole. Last year was the first year we caught a carp from standing on the ice. There was a spring coming into it. So that was the first time we've caught one like while actually on the ice. But we are going to try it. If we get my local lake and it's got a little bit of ice on it already, if we get solid ice there, I am definitely targeting carp through the ice this year. We caught a channel through the ice one time, but it's usually perch and pickerel for us is usually what we get.
I never thought about trying down there at Weiser State Forest, because that's got a lot of pickler in there too.
Yeah. Yeah. Weiser would be good. And when you drive over, you'll see the holes. People have already drilled holes a lot of times and they'll freeze over again, but at least it's something to go try. Maybe they know, but at least it's probably safe. Just keep an eye on the weather. When were they out there, and what's the weather been since? Hey, Creed made it 1 year.
Go now, Creed.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Never saw people at the Riverland, Montour State Park areas. Paul, I was thinking the Weiser that has the lakes in it. That's up by you, Skeeter. There's a track Weiser that's got 3 little lakes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? The first one is catch and release. The second one, I think, is with like large bass or something, but it's a hike in there and you can take your boat, but it's got to stay there all year and you have to like carry it in. It's some weird rule there.
If you go back, I hiked that whole trail. I did part 1 and part 2 on that.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I mean, I'm very noticed of the Weiser State Forest. All 3 lakes, all 3 reservoirs.
We'll concentrate on that for ice fishing for sure, man. Right at that bridge, Early ice under that bridge would be gold that you drive on and goes up the
That's what
mountain.
I'm waiting on.
Kind of caught my PB carp today, had him hooked for a little bit. Then the hook came out and caught his gill, weighed 12 pounds, 1 ounce, but I'm not going to count it. That's a solid carp for a Creed, you know.
What's up, bank fishing?
Creed has a lot of small carp down there, so that's a big one for him. That's great. Stacy's in the house, Bank Fishing Adventures. Yeah, if it's got pike or pickerel, they're good cold weather fish. They eat aggressively. They'll eat minnows. They're great for tip ups, man. You put tip ups, so you're going to get them. Lisa, I don't want to blow spots out, but Lisa Lake's good. I think that's up by you. Have you checked that out, Lisa Lake?
No, I haven't. I tried. I went to Sweet Arrow Lake,
Yeah, that's
and
a
then
pop.
I went to Lucas too.
Hang on, I just cracked something open. I got to throw this in the trash can. It's one of those like silicone. So now I got like silicone stuff on my hand. Be right back. Yeah. I'm back. I'm gonna go soon. Finishing up a video with some summertime flatty fishing with Bob and crew. Awesome, Nolan. Awesome.
That's
Can't wait.
cool.
Short tonight and midweek. Sounds good, Nolan. Thank you. Have a good night, bud. Thanks for coming in. Maybe Mission and I can eventually go ice fishing. His parents finally trusted me enough to take him catfishing. So maybe I can work on him with ice fishing next.
Bob, I just wish I had more places to fish up here.
You got some places, but they're far drives, man. You're like, everything's a far drive. I can go to like, 20, 30 minutes. I probably have 20 options, you know?
You know where? You ever been to Rose Valley?
What's that?
You ever been to Rose Valley?
I don't think so, unless they call it something else.
It's called Rose Valley Lake. It's up there in Williamsport.
Mm-mm. No. Sure.
I was there with a couple of buddies of mine, like way back videos, like long time ago videos when I first started out.
Yeah.
I was there at that lake, and we caught a couple of nice bass out of there.
For ice fishing, like I never catch many bass if you're, in the ice. I really would be, for you, I'd be focusing on pickerel. And wherever you catch pickerel, you're still going to have bass. You know what I mean? You're still going to be able to catch one. But pickerel are
Right.
by far the easiest things to catch, and trout through the ice for us in our area. Pickle said, are you usually by yourself, or are there a lot of other people? I will very rarely ice fish by myself unless I know there's going to be other people around, or I know it's super thick and I've fished it, before within a few days and it's only gotten better. You probably should fish alone on ice. I would say that's not a good idea. Random J said he sent a $5 super shot and it didn't show up. Did it show up on your end? It didn't show up over here.
It don't even show me live.
Yeah, it only shows $5 on my end.
It don't show nothing on mine. It don't even show me live.
Don't worry about it. It charged my bank account, of course. Maybe it'll show up. I'll send you an email, or they'll reverse it back out. Like YouTube YouTube's great. I love YouTube.
Did he send that to you or me?
I don't know. I think he was talking to me, but maybe you, but none of us see it. So
That's weird.
here today. I was fishing this morning and I couldn't fish where I wanted to because it was frozen over. Oh, there it is. There it is. It just popped up.
Yeah, that's going. That's to you.
Wait, that's Steve Brill again. Wait, I'm confused. What the heck?
That's
Right?
what?
That's Steve Brill.
Right.
All right. Well, thanks again, Steve. I am totally
Yeah,
confused now.
Steve. You have a good night, buddy.
See you later, Steve. Minnows are on me when we fish together, I guess, for ice fishing. We'll do it that way.
Yeah, 'cause there ain't no minnows around me, partner.
I'll bring them. I'll bring the minnows. I'm the bait man. Every time I fish with somebody, man, I bring the bait. I've got some bait. Great, so I'm officially confused. Yeah, Steve did that.
Hey, time I get to 1,000 subscribers, man, it'd be summertime,
Good.
right?
But we're going to fish together all night long. So, yeah, good. Take your time.
That's what I said. This, you know, these everybody in here, they would be there. They'd be like pounding it up too.
Oh, man.
They'll send 1,000 to me before long, and I'll be like, oh man.
Oh, what? Random said my super chat was about one day you coming down and fishing in South Florida. Random. Be careful what you say because I'm coming down. And the last week in February, we're renting an RV and we're driving down all the way down to Florida. I mean, we're going to hit Tallahassee. We're going to hit a couple spots near Fish Head Videos. We'll probably link up with him. But I am not opposed to going further south. I just don't, I'm still scouting out areas, figuring out what's biting. You know, Kevin seems to be into catching new species rather than going for like huge crappie or huge bass. He'd rather catch different saltwater, you know, species that we've never caught before.
I
Yeah,
bet you. I bet you fishing for swordfishes. I bet they'll be fun. Or tuna.
I think we're going to be cheap. Yeah, we don't have the money for that stuff. I think drums, pompano, I believe, are running that time of year. Speckled trout, I believe, are running all on the Atlantic side. I don't know much about the Gulf. And that's 3 new species. Saltwater catfish that everyone says are trash. We've never caught. We'd love to catch one. So that's 4 new species right there. If we could go down and get like 10 new species, that would be awesome. We love doing that stuff because it's not like you just catch a species, right? You got to learn about it, figure out how to rig for them. You got to know what bait they eat. So it's like a whole thing that you've learned. It's just a,
Right.
you know. That's it.
Come down here to Texas and we can hit the coast.
Oh, random.
Bull
Let me-
shark.
Let me delete, yeah, redfish, snook is the other. Let me delete random real quick before my son sees Goliath grouper because we're going to be on your. So that's his number 2. Arapaima is his number 1. Goliath grouper is his number 2. He keeps telling me he's gonna cast like the Thanksgiving turkey down there and catch a Goliath. Like that's what he's all about. Marlin would be amazing. Not enough gold in my blood to partake. Yeah, struggler, welcome in. Well,
No
Talking
struggle.
they're struggling. Oh, that's awesome, Random Jay. Yeah, if you're serious, send me a message on, you know, if I've got an email on my about page, it's holittenriverlodge@gmail.com. I think we got about 10 days and I'll probably get there in like 1 to 2 days. But if I have to drive straight through, shoot, I'd drive straight through to make it work. It's only like 16 hours to Tallahassee.
Hey Bob, where is it around Pennsylvania you can get the big blue cats?
The Delaware. I guess the Delaware as south as you can get to in the state because eventually it's going down into the Chesapeake. You know but that's no longer PA down there, but that's where they're getting the big ones. I don't know about out west. I don't know if there's other rivers like the Susquehanna. I would guess the Susquehanna's got to have them in there, right? Because that's going out to the Chesapeake, right? Delaware's going out to the.
I don't see too many blues in the river. I see more flatheads.
I don't know if they come up to you though. You know what I mean? Because the
Yeah.
Chesapeake down in Maryland, unless I'm confused, the Susquehanna goes out into the Chesapeake, and that's where you get all the runs of silver perch and blues. I could be wrong though. Yeah, blessing struggle.
I
Thanks
think
for
what we need to do, Bob, is we need to get a flat bottom boat and go down there and go fishing for those blues.
I would love to. Yeah, I would love to. We just need to, the opportunity will come. We'll find somebody that does it and invite us out. Yeah. Yeah. Right now, like what I'm really into is getting a kayak. I'm selling everything. I'm selling my boat. I'm selling my canoes. I'm selling my kayak, my little kayak, and I'm going to get 2 big fishing kayaks, one for me, one for Kev, and then regular kayaks for my wife and Lyle, because we live right on a creek, and you can
Right.
take the creek all the way to the river, and that river all the way to the ocean. It's like a huge kayak trail, and I live right by it. It's a shame. Like I should be able to go out there. I'm going to kick myself, and the kids grow up and move away, and we've never done these float trips. There's restaurants and bars all the way down. You could just have like a party going down there.
Well, you can just imagine my party. Just pull my finger.
I can't, like, Kev's not about sitting in a boat. I like kayaking. I will go out on a boat. But Kevin prefers to do something physical. Sitting in a boat, it's not his favorite thing. And kayaks, man, they make some nice kayaks now that are basically boats,
Right.
and
You ever
small places.
you ever do any canoe trips?
Yeah. I've done some like overnights. What is going on? Steve is falling asleep on
Hey,
the
Steve.
Steve fell asleep on the donation button. He just keeps sending money to me. Thank you, bro. I appreciate
Hey,
that.
he wants you to get that coffee, man.
Delaware River has blue cats. As far north as Ben Salem is what Jimmy says. Jimmy's down in like Philly area. He comes up and you've seen him on My Lives. He fishes with us occasionally. Usually not planned. We just happen to fish. We follow the same trout trucks around. All right, Creed. Have a good night. But looking forward to that. I bought a one-man pontoon just for that. A one-man pontoon. Oh my gosh. You got it, Steve. We'll talk about that. Steve is making up for the last at the moment.
My deposit for the boat. That's crazy.
Father did a canoe trip, Maine, up and down the rivers for a few days. Zinc, I think he mistyped there. Zinc to Pennsylvania Lottery today. Yeah, canoe trip. I've always wanted to do some of those passages out towards Pittsburgh. I forget, it's at Allegheny or something. There's like a canoe trail, but we always just did float trips because we were never really poor. We certainly weren't rich. We weren't paying for nothing. We'd be floating down like the Schuylkill, or portaging the dams and stuff.
Well, see, I wanted to do the Allegheny River, canoe it.
Oh, look, Random J says the upper Susquehanna. So that would be like Bradford County, I think, right? Upper Susquehanna has some mega bullhead carp. I lived there 4 years while in the Army.
Wow.
Wonder if there's any dams up there that you can fish under.
Yeah.
Not seeing the one man.
You could actually canoe that too, man. That river. You could canoe that whole river. 18 days, I've seen a group of men to do that whole river and canoe it.
Yeah. Yeah, you just have to figure out like where you're staying, what you're taking. ATCs. Yeah, I've seen a lot of those kayaks, and I'll tell you, some of those kayaks, you might as well just go get a power boat. Like they're ridiculous. Some of the cost. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for anything like that. I don't need that stress.
Hey, I got a canoe in my backyard.
We just sold one here because it needed a new seat, and I didn't feel like dealing with it. No, I don't have time for
Yeah,
it.
I got to patch a hole in mine.
I was like, let someone else do it. I'm done. Moving on. I'm actually, I
Right.
got what I bought it for because I got a deal on it from the guy. So I was like, you know what? I broke even. I've had it for 4 years. Break even. Can't lose. You know.
Right. Right.
Harford County. Harford. I don't even know that county. Oh, Conowingo. Yeah, Wingo Dam. I fished there. Yeah.
I'm
That,
down by Lancaster.
that's where you're not allowed to use a chain anchor. You have to use a rope because the sirens go off and they drop the level or they increase. You got to be able to like cut your way out. Yeah, we used to fish the Conowingo a lot when I was young. I don't travel much unless I have to. Struggles close to Susquehanna. Don't know anything about it. I'm in Lancaster County, Harrisburg. Yeah, okay.
Through Columbia, PA. Hmm.
Well, isn't that, there's another dam out there. That's one I have fished. What the heck is that? It's a good spot for flathead. Um, man,
Are you talking about Smoking Dam?
no, I guess it's more south of that. Uh, yeah, Brad, it's like pickup trucks, man. They became popular, these kayaks and these fishing kayaks. I'm getting one that you have to like row. I'm not doing the whole paddle thing. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Those kayaks. Some of those kayaks I looked at. Oh my lord.
You see, Stuart said he's going to send you his little ice rod that he got. That would be awesome.
That'd be cool. Thank you.
People spend, yeah, exactly, 4 to 5 thousand. Not me, Pickles.
Marlon Johnson said big cats in Susquehanna near me. Wow. Yeah, I know, man. I go down to Hoover Island and down there in Selinsgrove, man. There's some big boys in there when the river's up.
Am I the only one that grew up in canoes fishing? When you're like, there was no rod holder. You put one in between your legs and one out the back. And when you heard, and you reach around, grab that rod real quick. There's no way I'm spending $5,000 on a kayak. You're out of your mind to catch some fish.
No way, man. No way.
Don't take that rod to the side before I, spend $5,000.
I seen a couple of people. Like the one guy is on a one of those jet runners, and he's out fishing off of it.
Don't, yeah, don't get me
And
wrong.
then I seen this one guy in a kayak. I'm like, what would you do if you get a 10-pound cat on that? You're going for a ride.
I caught a nice like 40 pounds, I think it was 17-pound channel cat on a kayak. Dude, that was a big wake up call, man. And that was on a lake, on a river. It hooks you the wrong way, it pulls you the wrong way, and you don't have to control it.
You're
That's when
going
you
for a ride.
a kayak, I guess, but I ain't into that, man. Jimmy said his friend spent $3,000 on a kayak. Pedal drive is motor powered. With the
That's
e-bikes,
crazy.
see, they'd be, yeah. If you use the e-bike technology on like a paddle assist, you'd be flying. Shad, shad. I've never caught a shad. I always want to do the shad run on like the Lehigh. They come up to Lehigh. I think it's the Lehigh. They have a big contest. I've always wanted to do that. Safe Harbor. Jimmy knows what I'm thinking. That's where I'm talking about. Safe Harbor Dam. I fish under there. I do pretty well there from time to time. Look, I think that's pretty south of you though. But look that up, Skeeter. Safe Harbor Dam. See how how long it would take you to get to Safe Harbor Dam.
Let me write that. Hold on. Let me write that down real quick. Because if I don't remember it, I'm gonna. Hold on. Yeah, because if I don't write it down, I'll forget it.
I'm not going to move chat because I'll forget it too. So I'm going to stare at it till you come back.
It's gonna take me an hour to find a piece of towel.
5 people in now. 4 people left, Skeeter.
Huh? Safe Harbor.
So that's a good spot for like walleye, flatties. So it's a good spot to fish. If you're on Facebook, they have a Facebook group too. So you can, you can see what they're up to and what they're catching.
Right. Yeah, because that river, man, it got some big boys, especially down there around Hoover Island. That's where I had all those bugs flying all over my thing. That was Hoover Island.
That was nuts, man. Yeah, I love to go out. Brad, when you were out of Pittsburgh last, but they've done a whole lot. Where the Three Rivers come in, the Point Park, they're a lot cleaner than they used to, buddy. They've done a lot of work there.
What's up, Bolt?
Random, I say the same thing all the time. If we could, I guess we would be cursed. We probably wouldn't like it if you could do it, but it would be nice to be able to do a screenshot and send it in chat. That would be awesome. But you know what would happen? We'd see tutu or something.
Copyright. It'd be copyright.
You know what I say, Brad? Oh, look, a fox. A coyote. Be
Nah, it's
careful.
a chihuahua.
Man-eater. They make good cats. Hey, Bulk, welcome in. Let's get caught up. Looking for a good bowfin spot. I don't think there's a huge desire for a bowfin. So I'll just say, you probably already know this, John Hines. John Hines Preserve on the other side. I didn't catch one there, but I saw one clear as day. A guy caught one there and said, "Oh, look at this snakehead." I'm like, dude, it's a bowfin. It was on Darby Creek. He was ready to kill the thing. I'm like, dude, that's like an endangered species. Don't kill that thing. It was a big old bowfin. But that's a nasty creek. It's highly polluted. I don't even like walking in it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly, Brad. I gotta start wrapping it up. I gotta get upstairs and put out some fires.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go and make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with pickles and Miracle Whip.
Oh, bleh. They're in the 220, but this was absolutely a bowfin, man. Right at that dock, right at the dock, clear as day. Big old bowfin just hanging out. Guy let it go and right back to the same spot. Just sat there.
Well, Bob, thank you for the lessons on ice fishing. I did learn a lot from you, and
Yeah, no worries. Let me once you get give me a call. Don't go out alone. Send Mrs. Skeeter out first. If she doesn't fall through, we'll go out. But yeah, give me a. Oh, no, she's home from Maryland.
Gotta get me chilled, ain't you? We'll see everybody. Everybody take care. See everybody on the buzz on Mondays.
Thank you, Skeeter. Get Skeeter live Monday. Awesome.
Indeed.
I'll be live 10 to 2 during the week. Tomorrow's member only, but we'll catch you on Tuesday.
I'll be there.
Peace. Thanks.
See you later, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.